Hello and welcome to House News. Australia and Indonesia are close neighbors, strategic partners, and friends. The House is keen on elevating bilateral relationship and sets agenda for deeper and broader cooperation between the countries. Clarity regarding the payment of the remaining severance pay for former pilots and employees of MERPATI Airlines has not yet come to light. However, they continue to fight for what is their right. Johnny Depp has emerged victorious from his defamation trial against ex-wife Amber Heard. Both Depp and Heard were liable for defamation, but the jury sided more strongly with the Pirates of the Caribbean star. The House is ready to welcome the Speaker of P20 Interparliamentary Summit to achieve the G20 goals of global economy stability and sustainable growth through Parliament's budgeting, legislation, and oversight functions. Saudi Arabia announced this year's Hajj is only open to people under the age of 65. It will welcome around 1 million Muslims from inside and outside the country to perform Hajj in 2022. West Java Governor Ridwan Kamil and family have departed back to Indonesia after nearly spending a week along Bear River area, searching for their eldest son Emeril Khan Mumtaz, who went missing on May 26 during a swim at one of Swiss' popular rivers. The Committee for Interparliamentary Cooperation, or BKSAP of the House, promotes more potential bilateral cooperation as well as strengthens good communication with Australia in various areas, including agriculture and education.
After receiving the visit of the first Secretary of Politics Affairs of the Australian Embassy, Tom Coughlin, member of BKSAP of the House Sahar Sitorus says the bilateral meeting is committed to strengthen existing collaboration which can result in Indonesia economic growth. In addition to explore the potential for cooperation, Sahar Sitorus added the meeting also discussed Indonesia preparations to host the G20 and P20 presidencies, as well as updates on plans to hold the Asian Interparliamentary Assembly or AIPA in 2023, where Indonesia is chosen to be the chair of the event.
Ya, pertama kita membangun komunikasi dengan negara sahabat, negara Australia, dan di dalam pertemuan tadi juga kita menyinggung potensi kerjasama antara kedua negara dan terutama di bidang agriculture, kemudian education juga, dan juga kita update rencana kita sebagai tuan rumah G20 dan bicara juga tentang P20. Ya, saya pikir tadi pertemuan dua negara sahabat yang memikirkan bagaimana melalui persahabatan ini pertumbuhan perekonomian masyarakat kita juga bisa bertambah baik.
Indonesia and Australia parliaments agreed to raise the issue of Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs as one of the main topics discussed in G20 and P20 summit. Mario, TVR Parlemen, reports.
In a public discussion titled Endless Tragic Fate of Former Pilots of MERPATI Air at the Media Center of the House, member of Commission 6 of the House Herman Hairon demands the government to immediately give the severance pay to former pilots of MERPATI Airlines. It has been 9 years the government did not fulfill the right of those pilots.
Herman Hairon claims to have received request letter coming from dozens of ex-pilots of MERPATI Airlines. The letter demands to hold a public hearing meeting with Commission 6 of the House. The group of ex-pilots wish to read a legal notice addressed to Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises to immediately make the severance payment. Herman calls for related ministry to resolve the issue of former pilots of MERPATI Air, which still continues up to the present.
Mereka harus terus didampingi dan baru dibayar 20%. Terus mereka juga tidak bisa bekerja di mana-mana. Statusnya tidak jelas. Kan kasihan gitu. Ini mereka ini sudah punya dharma baktinya di MERPATI ini. Negara harus turun tangan, pemerintah harus turun tangan.
One of former pilots of MERPATI Air, Muhammad Masikur, mentioned they only ask for their basic right, never expect external funding. Masikur added the National Asset Management Company has never come up with any solution. The company seemed to ignore the demand by proposing for suspension of debt payment obligations. Masikur said the group of MERPATI senior pilots had taken many ways, starting from demanding rights to the Merdeka Palace, the Executive Office of the President, the National Commission on Human Rights, the Corruption Eradication Commission, and also to the House. Until now, there has been no clarity on the payment of their rights.
Buat kami itu yang namanya selesai itu ya selesai ansih dibayar, bukan selesai dengan adanya SPU itu.
As is known, Merpati Nusantara Airlines has stopped operating since 2014. Merpati Airlines has problem paying the remaining severance pay for 1,000 former pilots and employees with total more than 300 billion rupiah. Fitian Endodi, TVR Parlemen reports.
Johnny Depp won a defamation case against his former wife, Amber Heard, after a jury found she had defamed Depp in saying he had abused her over the course of their relationship. Depp filed a $15 million lawsuit against Heard over an op-ed published by the Washington Post in 2018.
Quoted from CNN, both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were liable for defamation in their lawsuits against each other. However, the jury awarded more damages to Depp, a legal win for the actor. Depp and Heard met in 2009 on the set of their film The Rum Diary and were married from 2015 until 2016 before divorcing. In her testimony, Heard accused Depp of sexual violence, verbal, and physical abuse. Depp denied Heard's allegation of sexual battery and called himself a victim of domestic abuse by Heard. Heard kept her eyes down in the courtroom as the verdict was read. Depp was not present in court but released a statement saying the jury gave his life back. Meanwhile, Heard said in a statement she is heartbroken over the verdict. During the trial, Depp's team presented witnesses including model Kate Moss, his past dad, and Walter Hamada, the head of DC Films. Heard had fewer vocal supporters than Depp in the entertainment businesses also in and around the courthouse.
The House will host the Parliamentary Speaker Summit or P20 on 6 to 7 October 2022 at Nusantara Building, Jakarta. The Parliamentary Speaker Summit will engage the speakers of the parliaments of the G20 in a discussion on stronger parliament for sustainable recovery, which is aligned with the general theme of the G20 Summit, titled Recover Together, Recover Stronger.
In a welcoming speech at coordination meeting of Committee for Interparliamentary Cooperation (BKSAP) of the House, the chairperson Fadlizon said, as government partner, Parliament has an important role to support G20 presidency by hosting P20 Summit.
Kegiatan P20, mudah-mudahan tidak ada kendala, itu Parliament for G20 pada bulan Oktober ya.
In the same occasion, Vice Chairperson of BKSAP of the House, Putu Supatmarudana, also added, important issues related to post-pandemic recovery will be the main topic of P20 Summit. The last 144th IPU Summit in Bali produced a number of resolutions and recommendations, such as commitment by the World Parliament to combat climate change and the resolution of the Ukraine-Russia conflict to promote dialogue and diplomacy. These items will still be brought to the P20 Forum.
Itu mengenai climate change. Nah, ini yang menjadi hal penting juga pembahasannya. Indonesia betul-betul berkomitmen. Bagaimana dengan Climate Change Fund? Ini yang juga kita akan bicarakan. Tentu harapannya kontribusi negara-negara maju kepada badan negara-negara berkembang, apalagi Indonesia yang betul-betul mengawal, menjaga lingkungan, tentu kontribusinya harus maksimal. Nah, inline dengan hal tersebutlah kita di BKSAP terus melakukan diplomasi ke seluruh dunia.
BKSAP of the House hopes the upcoming G20 and P20 Summit is expected to come out with a very concrete outcome to resolve current global issues. From Bogor, West Java, Dwi Ayu, TVR Parlemen reports.
As the country continues to see a decline in the national COVID-19 caseload and reopens gradually, the Saudi Arabia government has announced it is allowing Muslims to go on Hajj this year. However, only those under the age of 65, according to a Gregorian calendar, can take part in Hajj 2022.
After meeting with the Minister of Religious Affairs, Yakut Khalil Kaumas at the House Building, Jakarta, member of Commission 8 of the House Samsuniang states the new rule on age restrictions is temporary. In the next 2023, people over 65 years old can still go for Hajj. Samsuniang hopes there will be no age limitation rules imposed in the future.
Saya kira itu bukan kebijakan kita, tetapi kebijakan Arab Saudi yang umur 65 tahun. Ya, 65 tahun ke bawah, di atas nggak bisa lagi. Itu sudah keputusan dari pusat. Ya, nanti pemerintah akan mengambil satu kebijakan lagi. Mudah-mudahan jamaah haji yang umur 65 sampai 70 tahun itu bisa diberangkatkan tahun depan. Apalagi kondisi pandemik sudah melandai gitu kan. Sudah bagus dan insya Allah ke depan tidak ada lagi batasan umur.
The same thing also expressed by another member of Commission 8 of the House, Bukhari, who suggests negotiating the age restriction policy with Saudi Arabia government. Bukhari said age limitation should not impact on performing Hajj.
Karena memang dari Arab Saudi harusnya kemudian kita juga menegosiasi itu. Bahwa substansi umur itu bukan angkanya tetapi kualitas diri orang itu. Karena basis penetapan umur itu adalah masalah kesehatan. Sehingga seharusnya tidak melihat dari sisi usia, tetapi kemudian dari sisi kualitas tubuh seseorang itu.
Bukhari also added prerequisite to perform Hajj should not be based on the age. Instead, the requirement should see the health condition of pilgrims. Arif Naka, TVR Parlemen reports.
Governor of West Java, Ridwan Kamil, sincerely let go of the departure of his eldest son, Emeril Khan Mumtaz, or Ariel, who was lost in our river, Bern, Switzerland. After more than a week, the searching process went by, the family finally decided to return to Indonesia. The family hangs the name Ariel on a tree before leaving Switzerland. Many people sent sincere prayer, including Palestinian community in Gaza, performed the occult prayer.
As quoted from Tempo, West Java Governor Ridwan Kamil's family has announced the death of his eldest son, Ariel, who has been reported missing since May 26, after he was swept away by strong currents while swimming in the Aire River in Bern, Switzerland. Ridwan's older brother, Erwin Muniruzaman, told a press conference the efforts to find Ariel still continue. However, Ridwan Kamil and the family now believe their son had died. Various moments of the search for Ariel, done by officers from Switzerland, were caught on camera and spread widely on social media. Not only that, the moment Ridwan Kamil was willing to get wet on the banks of the river to find his son was also in the spotlight. Ridwan Kamil was captured holding a wooden stick, walked slowly along the banks of the river in order to find his son. Before leaving for Indonesia, Ridwan Kamil recited the call to prayers as a sign of sincerity. Together with his wife and daughter who survived, they also said goodbye to their beloved figure, Ariel, who until now has not been found. The Swiss Aare River is a witness to the resilience of Ridwan Kamil's family, who are finally willing to accept what happened to their beloved son. All pray with love, wrapped in sincerity. Goodbye, Ariel.
And that's House News for today. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day.